got into his stride after that hooked 6 over the pod. From there on in, he's done everything you'd expect him to do. Nice. Picking the ball in the gaps, putting away the bad ball. Nothing over extravagant. Still striking at just below 140. Villiers back into the attack and dispatched down the ground for 4.
Slow ball, picked it up and just adjusted the shot, looking like he was trying to hit it through the offside initially, and then because of the pace of the ball just hit it straight.
Well, it's a bit of a change of plan now. Villiers gone for the 2 men back on the left. Long on's gone back. He's got himself a bit of cover for the short ball, should he use it? And he does use it.
Can be a bit of a giveaway, can't it, for us batsmen, when you see fine leg up and third man up, you're thinking, well, he can't really bowl at full pace, too many deliveries, so you're almost looking for the slow ball. But now he's got a field set where he can bowl quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I was a little bit surprised they didn't hit Klinger with first up. Go to your quickest bowler. Man with the most wickets in the power play for you, 18 in total, and just come in and have a go at Klinger. 39 years of age. His feet aren't going to be going straight from the off. Bowl fast at him, try and get him out. A bit like that. Klinger's 59 now, though. Cobain just to the crease, won't be able to pick it up straight away either. Yep, a good almost 10 mile an hour difference between Villiers and Klein and Clarke. Have a real go at the opening batsman. Just get the crowd a bit perked up, get them going a bit, huh?
We're talking like 2 former opening batsmen that got peppered by the short ball for years and years.
If I was still playing at 39, I would not want Hardest Villiers in the twilight running in trying to knock my head off. Cracked away. Cobain onto the short ball. That brings 100 for the glorious Gloucesters. And it's 103 for 2.
Just a ripple of applause. That's all. And it was a terrific shot. You can see there he was almost waiting for it because of the extra pace. He's sitting back. He's not coming forward. But to hit that pace, 87 miles an hour, way in front of square. Excellent shot.
Change of bowling at Atkinson Road at number 8, Mitch Klein.
Second 50 slowed down a bit. It was a rollicking start for the first, but the platform has been set. 7 overs to go, 8 wickets in hand. Klinger at the crease. Gloucestershire will be looking for a grandstand finish. Trying to stop them. Mitch Clayton from the Nackington Road end.
Just trying to take the pace off. I guess if they've learnt anything from the first 13 overs, Villiers 3 overs, number 30. The spin of Blake has been effective, as has and Quayam, so maybe they're thinking just take as much pace out of it.
Well, that's coming our way. Once again, Klinger just gets inside the line of the ball and just helps it over the short boundary. He's just waiting for the smash on top of the pod. It's landed straight in somebody's shopping bag next to the pod. It was a reusable one. Good work from Bill Yearn. Stops the bleeding. 13 from the over. 116 for 2.
Just a reminder, it's very tight in the South Group, so the winner of this game will qualify. Sussex have already qualified. They've got a home quarter-final. The winner of this game will join them. The loser of this game, it's not done and dusted. They've still got another game tomorrow night. If the loser of this game wins tomorrow night, then they will go through. So 2 goes at it almost for these 2 sides.
Oh, brilliant. Callum, not only did he see Klinger coming, but he also sees Cobain going.
Yeah, it was hit back so quickly. And so that was why it was excellent from Klein. Absolutely no chance really for Cobain. There he realised and he knew he got no chance of getting back. Good smart work from Klein. So not Cobain's evening, 13 from 8, 116 for 3 now.
Well, excellent work from Klein. This is what Kent have to keep doing. They've got to keep taking wickets here. It's the way that they will keep this score down to something they can chase. Klein into his final over. 1 for 19 at the minute. He's doing a really good job of just holding things down from that Nackington Road end. Jack Taylor is the man out in the middle at the non-striker's end who will join Michael Klinger. The onus once again goes back onto the captain of Gloucestershire.
Brilliant out!
Just in time to see the end of Ian Cobain, the temporary part-time batting consultant for Kent, has just joined us in the box. Good evening, Jonathan Trott.
Good evening, Butch. How are you going?
It's a bit chilly in here. Suddenly the wind has started to whistle through the pod a little bit, but other than that, we're good. Up there, what are they saying about the pitch as they come back in? What's a score that they can comfortably chase down?
It looks really good, the wicket. I think they left a little bit of grass on because of the dry weather we've had over the last few days, and it seems to be going through quite nicely. And I think we've done well to pull it back after the start they had, and so just whatever we do here, these last couple of overs, real crucial that we keep a hold on and don't let them get too far ahead.
Miss him.
Got to be happy with the master stroke to have Alex Blake bowl for the first time in the tournament. Is that one for not many, 1 for 17?
Yeah, really nice to have players like that. He can come in and balance the side and give you a few overs with the ball, and he bowled terrifically, didn't he?
Oh! Good highlight, excellent lads!
It's really well done from Imran Kayam. 1 for 24 from his 4 overs. And with 5 to go, and 21 for 3, Gloucestershire. So what else has been news? The Kent team sort of ran into a bit of a buffer midway through the tournament. What's been the chat? Still been positive.
Well, we obviously lost our 2 overseas players, and Nabby and Milnesy here unfortunately left us a bit short, and that's why we're fortunate enough to have got Faf du Plessis in. He'll Drummond into the attack here. Again, another person who adds another option with the ball, not only with the bat, and leads from the front, captain the side while Sam Billings was recovering from his injury. But I think we started like a real good and with good momentum. We won our first 5, and then we had a few losses and then a few no results due to the weather. So just lost a little bit of momentum, and pretty excited now. I think you want to go into the quarterfinals, hopefully get into the quarterfinals a bit in form. It's quite hard to sustain that form and throughout the whole competition, the length of the tournament nowadays. So hopefully building up and hitting form and hitting our peak, hopefully in the quarterfinals and potentially finals day.
Oh, that's gone a long, long way. Don't bother looking for that one.
Yeah, you heard that straight away, the sound off the bat. I think sitting in the pod here, you always get a good feeling of how that ball's come off the bat by the sound it made, and that sure was clean. Right in the slot there. Taylor there, certainly good position to hit that ball. Gets him going nicely. 8 off 3 deliveries.
Important to try and get a home quarter final as well. It's always a bit disconcerting for the opposition coming to Canterbury and seeing shots like that disappear out the park and not a murmur.
Yeah, only lost the 1 game, and that was the last one against Surrey by 1 run, and have been pretty good here at home. And Gloucester, we know, a very good one-day side and second at the log at the moment, so it'll be crucial to beat them and leapfrog them in the log.
That's in the air.
Hopefully Crawley's under it. Oh. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. A crucial wicket there of Taylor potentially. It's that one slip.
Well. I mean, they don't come any easier than this when it comes to outfield catches. Zach Crawley, Rob Key, heartbroken here in the pod. Oh, that one's gone. That is out of here. The strike over. Klinger was down at the striker's end, and he has banged that a good 40 yards over the boundary.
The power he's hit square the wicket, the pull shots, and now the flick. Klinger using all the experience and the timing that he has, and played all around the world. It's a great position there. Lovely shot.
He's so careful, haven't you? And the interesting thing for me is that Bell Drummond, medium pace, no more than that. Comes on in the 16th over, bowling with 2 right-handers to the short side. I mean, it's a tough old gig for somebody bowling his pace.
Down the slope as well, so anything that goes leg side is going to run down the hill and towards the boundary. But how many times have we seen that butch? Drop catch, simple drop catch like that, and the next ball disappearing for 6 or 4. So Spitfires have missed one there.
Now, I suppose, to be fair to Zach Crawley, Michael Klinger would have been on strike anyway, even had he taken the catch. And so it still might have gone out of the park for 6, but I suppose you've got a different mindset as the striker if you've just lost a wicket. Tried extremely hard to make sure that was wide and as far away from the short leg side boundary as possible.
Yeah, good piece of bowling there, captaincy as well. We saw third man go back. I think sometimes in T20, almost telegraphing what you're going to bowl isn't the worst thing in the world, because the batsman will understand, but at least as a bowler you have a plan, and Trying to stay away from that short leg side boundary, as you see there on screen. On the offside here, ideally where you want the ball to be going. Third man back up in the ring.
Oh, that's gone as well. That is out of here. And goodness me, the third six in the over. And that little experiment of Daniel Bell-Drummond has just cost Kent 21 runs. We may yet have another delivery to bowl as well, because the umpires are just interested in seeing whether or not that ball was above waist height. Oh no, his knees are slightly bent there, but that's touch and go.
Now they're probably going to go with the umpire's call here. You would think it's a little bit bent, but it is quite high, you would say.
No ball and a free hit. This is turning into a disastrous over. Really, really bad. Bell-Drummond didn't have to bowl, it has to be said. Blake had got through the fifth overs allocation, the fifth bowler's allocation, I should say. So there was no need for Daniel Bell-Drummond to bowl this over. No harm done. But boy, oh boy, 23 from the 16th. It's 144 for 3.
It's here. The Amazon end of summer sale is now on. With amazing offers on electronics, gaming, kitchen and home appliances, as well as everything else you might need. The Amazon end of summer sale is full of surprises. Now on.
Well, the gamble to bowl Bell-Drummond was not a good one. 23 runs came from that over. Got away with that no ball in the end. Didn't do any real damage. The free hit. Jonathan Trotter's gone. Thank you to him. Adam Milne. Well, they're under a bit of pressure, are the Kent attack?
Yeah, they are. Didn't help that last over going for 21, but the big man, Hardest Williams, back in attack. Hopefully can pick up a wicket here.
Giving a looks to the leg side. Well, this is what Klinger will do. He will just pick you apart. Let him get off to a start. As he did, he then just goes about his business. Never looks phased at all. 79 from just 53.
What are you thinking of past scorers here, Kesey?
Well, normally you think 180. It looks a good surface. Slight problem is Alex Blake and Rankayu have been the best bowlers, which generally suits a Gloucestershire attack. Pace off. No Benny Howe, though. Kent will be happy not to see him play. To see him not play.
Crucial that Kent pick up some wickets here at the end to give themselves some new batsmen to bowl at. These two are pretty well set.
Very good bowling. This is what Jack Taylor does. He's sent in really just to do this sort of a role. Real power hitter, goes back and then looks for the big shot nearly every time.
So we've got a few players like that, don't they? Higgins and obviously Benny Howe and any players, they all sort of have a similar setup and strike the ball really cleanly off that good to back of a length. So.
Is already the highest score for Gloucestershire versus Kent. Beating his own records. 75 against Kent for Michael Klinger at Cheltenham. Can he get another T20 100?
Getting it right in that block hole. It's key to some good bowling at the end there, being able to mix up your pace, but you can base it over around hitting a few Yorkers, you're going to stem the flow runs.
Got a good end to bowl from though, hasn't he? Because he's got a lot of room out to the leg side, so he can just look to cramp the batsman for room. It's the next over, the one that Drummond, the end that Drummond bowled from, the Nackington Road end, with the short boundary to the leg side.
Perhaps the option of bowling Fred Klassen from the other end to try and potentially bowl change-ups across the right-handers, try and push them away from that short side. Might be a good option.
Yeah, you're saying the left arm would just go right across wide block hole. And heading towards the big boundary. I reckon Klinger knows. He knows there's a better end to be batting from.
Really good over from Huddersfield after a tough over beforehand from Drummond. He's come in and stemmed the flow of runs, and big ball here to finish. Want to finish this over strong.
Huddersfield is done. 17 overs gone, 149 for 3. 4 overs, none for 35. Huddersfield, most experienced of Kent's bowlers, well, with the exception of Mitchell Claydon. Who's Sam Bennington to go to now?
Actually, Mitch's favourite end to bowl at this end. He always said to me when I first came here, if you're bowling at the death, you have to go the other end, because this is my end.
Well, let's see if it is his end. You've put him away there if he gets smashed. Here we go, Mitchell Claydon from his end. Jack Taylor.
He won't like that.
Fine leg up, square leg up as well in the circle. Full toss. Ball dropped. Alex Blake is an excellent fielder. Normally you'd think he'd be taking even chances like that.
Difficult chance sliding in under a bit of lights. But Claydon just missing the Yorker a little bit, but tough length to hit away.
Not the waste up full toss.
You'd be surprised how many wickets that ball gets.
Well, I think we're going to have to check the height of that one as well. I reckon that one's okay.
Fair delivery, fellas.
A little bit of tail. Just a hint of in-swing.
So far he's backed up my words. Four balls to go. Hopefully he can keep hitting that Yorker length.
Klinger on stride brings a change in the field. Square leg, who is in the circle, has gone back. Third man back as well. Fine leg still up. Mid off up in the circle. Missed out. That was there. Just a little bit of bat. That was going to race away. Oh, Klinger's got to get in. If it hits, he's gone. feeling all of that 39 years of age running.
He is looking back to see if the catch is going to be taken, but forgot to run through hard enough. There he goes for a little lap shot. Testing the hamstrings out at the ripe age of 39.
Good from Clayton. It's been a good over, this one. Just 5 from it so far. Big ball. 154 for 3 on a good surface with a short boundary to the leg side. The next 2 overs, absolutely vital. Winner of this match qualifies for the quarter-finals. Whoever loses still has another opportunity tomorrow. Toe to back. Oh, just enough. Just enough. They come back for 2. Excellent over from Mitchell Clayton. 7 from it. 156 for 3.
Smile. What's the use of crying? You'll find that life is...
We don't just engineer to a spec. We engineer to a feeling. The all-new Mazda 3.
Smile.
So on the surface, 180 is about a par score.
A couple of huge overs here for the Kent team and also for Gloucester if they're able to get a bit of momentum going into their bowling innings. Or likewise, Kent able to restrict like they've done the last couple of overs, give themselves a good-looking total to chase down in the second innings.
Taylor striking at 161. Parson, left arm round.
Pretty well timed. Low full toss. Gathers a couple of runs. Looks like Clarke is going to look to bowl straight Yorkers or length, try and get them to hit out to that big boundary on the leg side.
Fair to say Klinger's happy for just a single.
Certainly is when Jack Taylor's striking at 160.
Well, generally he's been at the stumps this over so far, has Clarke, and whether Klinger tries to give himself a bit of room, get him through the offside. Well, can't beat extra cover. Billings is on the circle. Dragging it back well now. That over from Bell Drummond a few overs ago that went for 23. Since then they've come well, have the Kent team.
They've executed their death over skills really well. Big last 3 balls here from Clarke.
Does it well, bowls it into the surface.
Just thinking, good bowling using the slow balls, but also it's a little bit concerning going into the second innings where Gloucester have a lot of good quality players that use their slow balls really well.
Yeah, that is what Gloucestershire do. They post a score and they try and suck the life out of you. Pace off, giving you nothing to work with. Tom Smith, the left arm spinner, by a crucial role. Easy runs for Klinger. 2 straight that time.
Lesson getting the length right, just the line just sliding down leg side, and Klinger's able to just get a little touch on it, fast fine leg.
Into the 90s, Klinger. He keeps the strike for the last over. 166 for 3. Well, that 180, that's what he'll be looking at. He'll be looking at 10 extra runs himself as well. All on for young and old now. Mitchell Claydon. Will be the man to bowl the last over. Fine leg up in the circle, deep square leg, deep mid wicket out on the short boundary. No change in the field. Fine leggers coming back, so everyone is back on the leg side. Out into that leg side. Has he got enough of it? Oh, he has. He is only 4 away now, is Klinger.
He's just got that over the boundary. Crowd holding their breath for a bit, but then gets it over.
That 100 is odds on now. 172, Gloucestershire. Just a single.
Not sure Taylor's going to die wondering here, so.
Got to get him a single, surely. Get him back on strike.
Yeah, you'd probably take 4 sixes as well.
Would you? 4 sixes or 100 as a batsman?
Well, I personally would take both, but probably don't get the opportunity to score 100, so I'll take 4 sixes.
Finally comes up for Taylor. No splice, Klinger on strike. Three away, Klinger.
Straight to mid-off. 2 balls left. 2 runs for Klinger. And Taylor's probably going to look to clear the boundary here, so Klinger maybe secretly in the back of his head, hoping for a little cloth 1 for 1.
He does cloth 1 straight to mid-off. Klinger is 2 away. Last ball of the innings. 180, we think, as well. Maybe just a bit above par, around par on this surface. Klinger is absolutely blowing. Jack Taylor's probably saying, you want me to go, whatever. Klinger's saying, don't worry about it. I'm not sure I've got 2 in me. I'm going for broke.
Finally goes back, 3rd man into the circle.
Gets it over mid-off. What a player Klinger is. That is his 8th T20 100. Only Chris Gale has more.
Yeah, really impressive knock. Klinger started off well and then played a little bit of second fiddle through the middle and came back strong at the end. A hell of an innings.
Well, he couldn't have wished for a better ball with mid-off up in the circle as well. Well, that is an excellent knock from Michael Klinger. Had a tough time of it this year in the Blast. Not been anywhere near as good by his very high standards, but in the last 2 games, he has found form just when it matters.
It's a round of applause off, rightly so. Beautiful knock.
Just the way he just constructs his innings, the way he's able to just not panic in the middle overs, goes hard early, plays the ball around, picks off whatever he can in the middle, and then smashes it towards the end. What a brilliant 100. His 8th 100 in T20 cricket. Michael Klinger take about 102 from just 65 balls, 180 for 3.
Yeah, Alex Blake hadn't bowled 4 in the campaign. He opened up the innings, 4 overs, 1 for 17. A really good job. Claydon, a little bit of tap. Claydon bowled well at the end. Viljoen, 4 overs, number 35, bowled hard length through the middle. Ishmael and Bell Drummond with a big 23 off his 1 over.
Who you got with you, Mark?
The man of the moment with me. That was a very muted celebration. Is that just because you scored so many T20 hundreds?
No, actually, the main scoreboard had me on 91. So
he knows his way around any situation. Young player averaging 59 in first-class cricket. Listen to that, 59 for a 21-year-old. Get him in, Mr. Ed Smith. Get him in. This one is looped. First real one that he's given a bit of air. And it was in the slot for Ben Vokes, but he rather clothed it to mid-off, and so a dot ball to finish off. 34 for 3, 5 gone. Essex are feeling pretty good about life, I would say, at the moment, but there is a long way to go in this one. It's a flattish pitch, it's a huge outfield, and this is South London. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Now, the thing, when people talk about Ollie Pup, I always just say, go and look at his hundreds. See how big those hundreds are.
Exactly that.
Yeah, and this season he's had 3 first-class games due to injury, double 100 out in Dubai, 60 odd against Essex, and then 220. When he goes to 100, he goes on. He just loves batting. Well, Jamie Porter is on a hat-trick here, everybody. So this is exciting. 34 for 3. Ollie Pope will be the man on strike. I've just thought of another article.
Steady.
Wide-brim sun hats, the best wearers of.
Done.
Have you done it already?
I've done it all, Mark.
Disappointing. Stiff brimmed, though, mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the floppy as well.
In over the wicket then is Jamie Porter. Hat-trick ball, and forward goes Pope. I'm so glad he didn't take that there, because if you cut that bit of commentary, all you would have heard is, oh, I do like a floppy. As Porter runs in on a hat-trick, but he doesn't take one. 34 for 3. That wouldn't have done Porter. That wouldn't have been the sort of thing that Porter needed when he went back in years to play to grandchildren.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have needed that. As over the wicket he comes again to Ollie Pope. Down the pitch goes Ollie Pope. Drives straight into short extra cover, and there is no run.
Well bowled that.
Yeah, very good.
Dernbach-esque, just taking a little bit of pace off it, holding it back, sticking in the pitch a little bit.
It's good stuff, this from Joe. This is only his 17th T20 game.
Yeah.
Apologies. Good stuff from him here. As over the wicket he comes once more. Goes wide of the crease. Short hook, top edge 4. Banged it in. Jamie Porter went wider of the crease. Top edge from Ollie Pope. Straight over keeper Wheater. And away for 4. Pope's on to 8. 38 for 3. It's now that spectacular sight with the lights on in the pavilion. You can see the Crystal Palace antenna lit up in the distance. All the flats lit up as well. Wonderful, wonderful sight for T20 cricketers. Porter over the wicket he comes to Pope. Pope's down the pitch, whips it leg side on. First thing that Ravi Bopara's got wrong tonight. Still looked pretty elegant, but he missed it. And they get a single. One more to the total. 39 for 3. I think on that occasion, a slightly lackadaisical look from Mr. Bopara there.
This is why we love him,
to get
though.
through for a single.
This is why we love him.
Porter tosses himself a catch. He was about to come in over the wicket, but Ben Folkes wasn't quite ready. He's ready now. Ben Folkes on one. It's the final over of the power play. Porter's in. Folkes looks to pull. Doesn't really get anything on this. It hits him high up amidships, rolls into the leg side. Just to mark your card, it was 48 for 3, Essex after 6. Yep. Surrey 39 for 3, coming towards the end of the 6th. So there's not too much in it, but then of course that amazing partnership of 117 between Bapar and Tenduscarter did the damage. From us, from the Vauxhall lane comes right arm over the wicket, nips that one back at Ben Folkes. Good bowling again. Folkes can only push that one straight up the ground, and they get a single. Good over again from Jamie Porter. So that's the end of the power play. And here on BBC Radio London, Surrey 40 for 3, knowing they have to win tonight. Well, both these sides know they have to win tonight to keep their hopes alive. And 187 is the target. Phil Walker after 6, Surrey are 40 for 3.
Yeah, 10.5 runs per over required from here on in across 14 overs with 7 wickets in hand. You would say that this is Essex's game to lose at this stage. However, Surrey have quality in the middle and they have quality in the hutch. Will Jacks, Jordan Clarke, Ryan Patel, Jade Dernbach, all of those can bat. And Will Jacks, who has struggled a little in truth in recent weeks, is one of the great young talents really of English cricket and has already influenced games at this level in this format before. Don't write them off yet. Ravi Vapara, could be his day. Flicked hard, nicely in fact, by Ben Folkes into the wide open space, and that is 4 runs. That's a brilliant shot because there wasn't much wrong with the delivery. It was on the rise, on his legs. And he has whipped that one beautifully right out of the screws to beat the 2 men out there on the boundary. That game, by the way, if they don't win that game, they are gone. Essex also need to win that game, as does Surrey, so that is a crucial game there. 186 for 4 thanks to Ravi Vapara. Ryan Tenduscarter got runs as well, and Surrey are slipping away a little bit there, 34 for 3, so all things looking good there for Essex and Hampshire at the moment. But as I say, so much on this South group. And what an innings that was by Michael Klinger, Rob Key.
Just exactly what you expect from Michael Klinger, really, where he gets off to a bit of a flyer but doesn't do it with taking any risk. That was the first ball that he got away from after a slowish start against the spin at the other end. And then he just knows all his scoring areas. You know how he's going to play. He's going to then, when he gets his opportunity in the middle, he's just going to take the odd risk here and there, pick off the bad ball, but then he's going to go again towards the end. It was a poor bit of captaincy to bring on Daniel Bell-Drummond for the 16th over, I think it was, which then got him a little flow again as well. But he is such a good player.
He didn't know he got to 100 either.
Yeah, he said, didn't he, to Mark Butcher, look, the big scoreboard only had him on 91. That probably made it a little bit easier. But I think as a batsman, if you're an overseas batsman in T20 cricket, you need consistency. And he hasn't had the greatest time of it this year, but that is generally what Gloucestershire have had, not only from their captain, but also as a batsman.
Right, 180 for 3. You know this ground better than most people. How good a score is that? Who's the happier of the 2 sides?
I think Gloucestershire are the happier of the 2 sides. My worry, if you're a Kent fan, is that Alex Blake, part-time off-spin, only went for 17. So then pace off generally looked the harder to play against. Pace on actually looked quite nice to bat against. And Gloucestershire generally have a lot of pace-off bowlers, and they generally play pretty well here.
Did Kent perhaps get the balance of their side wrong because they might not have played the extra bowler, but the plus side to that is they might have an extra batter for the run chase. I mean, how do you see that?
Well, I think this is a real test again for the theory of, do you want a strong bowling side or a strong batting team? I always say the best teams over a long period are the best bowling teams, which Kent were at the start. Now they've strengthened with the batting, but they've got a very good overseas player, Faf du Plessis.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, he'd be getting his pads on now. He only arrived in the country, a few hours ago. I mean, what a challenge for him.
Yeah, it is. Going to be interesting to see how much sort of nick he's in as well, considering he hasn't played much cricket.
Right, well, he's doing all the batting, he's doing all the talking now. Michael Klinger, so much on this game. The winner of this game goes through to the quarterfinals. He will hope that runs on the board will do the trick for his side. Adam Mill and Mark Butcher.
Well, Michael Klinger has exhorted his troops to give it everything out there. Terminal for either side should they lose this evening. Kent will play Essex tomorrow. Essex going well at the Oval against Surrey as we speak. And Gloucestershire will play Sussex as the South Group wraps up in the Vitality Blast. At the moment, Gloucester have posted 180 for 3 thanks to that quite superb 100 from their captain Michael Klinger. And the Kent Spitfires have got a job to do to chase that down. They've got an extra batsman in their lineup, went with makeshift bowlers, I suppose, to make up the fifth bowling option. And because of that, they've got a long batting lineup. Daniel Bell-Drummond and Zach Crawley, two youngsters at the top of the order. Well over 500 runs between the two of them. Hino Kuhn is slated to come in down at number 5 behind Faf du Plessis. As you heard from Nick Knight and Rob Key, who's just got off the plane this morning, and skipper Sam Billings, who is in need of a bit of time in the middle. Bill Drummond, only man over 300 runs for Kent this season. Strike rate of 122. It's going to be extremely important, these power play overs. Adam Milne is alongside me. How do you rate your team's chances?
Yeah, I think obviously Gloucester batted really well. Michael Klinger with an amazing 100. Looking for the positive signs for Kent is they're absolutely stacked with batters, and you got some world-class batters with a lot of experience. So if there's a total they can knock down, this will be the team.
That's a decent start for Chris Little. Correction, David Payne. Two left arm over options in the lineup. Gloucestershire, along with a spin of Van Buren, Tom Smith. Big shout. Surely there was a bit of bat on it.
Bit of shape early from the left arm, which is always dangerous for these right-hand batters.
News for Kent is that there wasn't any discernible change in the conditions out there. It's not as though suddenly the outfield has got very wet and the dew factor will become a problem.
These, like I said before, these power play overs would definitely be key for Kent getting off to a good start. So get into the flow of the run chase and then use their experienced players to receive Billings, Kuhn in the middle, and then, if needed, obviously Blake with a bit of power and Ollie Robinson, the wicketkeeper.
Spitfires away. Of course, that's not forgetting the gargantuan guns of Ardersville-Yearn down the order as well.
Yes, I've seen him muscle a couple of big sixes over the boundary this year, and he does not mind swinging the bat in the changing room and in the nets, so he certainly will not mind being able to club a couple over the boundary.
Zach Crawley, 12 matches in his career, 206 runs in the blast this season. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a fine stroke. That's why he comes with a big reputation.
Batted nicely last game and made a good start to the Kent side, and here just a beautiful straight drive. Yeah, it's a lovely connection, straight down the ground.
Another go. This one's even better. Great way to finish the first. 9 for none.
Another lovely straight drive. Haven't seen much of Zach in the 2020 stuff prior to this year. He's definitely got a presence at the crease, can strike the ball nicely. Let's hope he can continue on for Kent's sake. Keep powering through in the power play overs. Gloucester have gone to the overseas bowler AJ Tyre to bowl the second over. Be interesting to see how he starts up, whether he uses many change-ups in his first over or looks to just bang away at a good length.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too long before we see the variations from Andrew Tyre. Brilliant ratio of wickets to games. For the big Aussie quick.
Probably another positive for Kent is that just under the lights here, night sky, the ball might come on just a little bit nicer with the pace bowls and the medium pace that Gloucester have, so they'll be hoping that just skids on rather than holds up with some of those change-ups.
That's done a little bit of something. Ty with the seam bolt upright. Just got that one to leave, Zach Crawley. Looks as though Crawley's bottom hand may well come in to play quite a lot. Bat face angling towards the leg side, and that one's just nipped away from him.
Decent start here from Kent. Going to try and capitalise, perhaps not off AJ Tyre, but looking the rest of the overs of the power play, looking to attack some certain bowlers that they think they can take down here.
Third man and big backward square leg for 2 men out. Swing again and it's gone straight away. Tyre is into the action. It's taken an extra cover. Daniel Bell-Drummond has just sat back on that drive a little bit, and Gloucestershire have their first.
Yeah, just a little bit of shape early. Again, that's something that comes from under the lights. Just skids on nicely, but you can also produce a little bit out of the wicket with shape in the air. So he's done well. AJ Tyre got it up nice and full, and Daniel Bell-Drummond unfortunately hits it straight to cover.
11 for 1.
Ah, Norway, land of the midnight sun, the splendour of the fjords, the majesty of the glaciers. But first, some ice in my vodka martini.
Yes, very good.
7-night holidays on our new ship Iona from $749 per person. P&O Cruises.
This is the life.
Well, Faf du Plessis straight off the plane and into the heat of battle in his first blast game for 10 years. No time whatsoever to acclimatise, just check your bags through, show him your passport, stick the pads on.
In a way, it might be the best thing for him. He just comes out, plays with freedom, decent wicket. He's got no option but to score at a decent rate. See how it gets on.
Slip in play straight away. Gloucestershire taking the attacking option immediately. Feel that perhaps was an area that Kent might re-look at. You see the demise of Bell-Drummond. Almost spilt it to Miles Hammond. But no harm done. Drummond on his way. Not to finish the over, it's a good one. 12 for 1. Twelve wickets now for AJ Tyre. Look at that Spitfires lineup with depth there. Billings on the card to come in at 4. Heino Kuhn is leading run scorer. leading average anyway. Due to come in at 5. Be surprised if we don't see him in next. Alex Blake, give it the long handle. He's won a game off his own back on a couple of occasions for the Spitfires this year.
Payne sort of banging a hard length to Fletcher to see here. Just trying to get himself a bit of a groove of batting. See, off the plane into the nets for a little bit of a hit and straight out into the middle. So, bit of work to be done.
Well, that's the way to do it. Just a little sachet down the pitch and locked it up over the man inside the circle at mid-off.
Amazing experience in all the competitions worldwide, so you'll know how to approach a total like this. Just about finding his pace.
It's not so convincing. Interesting that he would come in above Heino Kuhn. And again, I guess better off coming in while the field is still up than when it's back later on in the innings.
Yeah, definitely. We know what Sam Billings can do at the end of an innings with all his innovation and sweeps. So it'll be interesting to see what way they go with the lineup. Heino Kuhn's obviously batted well in some games this year in the T20s, and he's a very powerful player in that top 6 overs.
He's used to playing all the way through an innings as well, Heino Kuhn. I think if you're going to chase down 180,
yes,
you're going to need somebody to play the sort of role that Maxi Klinger did for Gloucestershire. Didn't look as though it was absolutely straightforward for new batters to come in and get going straight away.
No, sort of summed up well by Michael Klinger. Just played aggressive at the top, but then managed to move his way through the middle overs. Another hard length delivery, bowled by Payne. 3 overs done, 18 for 1.
Well, it's a decent start for Gloucestershire. Just run a ball so far, conceded. Kent do have plenty of depth in their batting lineup.
Another left arm seamer into the attack. Little. Again, he'll be looking to probably take it across these right-handers and use a slow ball into the wicket. Try and get a false shot out of these two.
Yeah, we'll go left arm round from the pavilion end, trying to, again, keep the ball away from the short boundary, and it's gone straight up in the air on the leg side and taken. Oh, that's really well done from Tom Smith. It seemed to be up there for an absolute age.
Hard length hit by the bowler. Crawley looking to pull it onto the onside, just get top edges it, tracking back. Lovely catch, watched it right into the hands. A little bit of acrobatics to finish it off, and they're pumped.
Crawley's number 10, it's 18 for 2.
Well, there's your answer. Sam Billings coming out at 4. These two have probably batted together a few times with Chennai. Hopefully they'll call back some experiences together and be able to knock off this total.
Excellent work from Tom Smith. Little in first delivery, Zach Crawley tried to take on just the back of a length delivery, really. I think that one's going to run away for 4 wides. Absolutely nothing Brown to do about that.
Little going for the aggressive option with the bumper earlier to Beth Duplessis, trying to catch him unaware, just slightly misdirected down the leg side.
I do like this as a ploy for Little. Again, the right-handers will be thinking to themselves, if I can get myself a bit of width, I've got the short boundary to the offside. Little coming wide on the crease, left arm round, will be trying to cut that angle down. And that, as much as anything, is what did for Zach Crawley. Sam Billings in. Can't need a captain's knock from him tonight.
Certainly do. He's obviously come back from a nasty shoulder injury. Hasn't played too many games this campaign, but he's certainly a world-class batsman. If he can get himself in here, better make the most of this wicket under lights. So Gloucester with a slight upper hand at the moment with the 2 wickets early. Key for this partnership to build going through the power play, set up a good end to the chase in the end overs.
Yeah, mixing it up nicely here. Little Sam Billings looks over towards Mike Burns to in the hope of getting a wide, but it's not going to get one. Key here for Kent is with that long batting lineup, don't rebuild, you just got to keep going, because if you don't, that run rate will soon get up into double figures. Smart way to close out the over. Hit ball with the cover at deep square leg. 25 for 2. He said the 2 Chennai Super Kings teammates there in the middle. He led the IPL in 2018. Big job to do. No MS Dhoni in that Kent Spitfires lineup. But Rhino Coon waiting with the pads on.
Again, Gloucester keeping it really tight, giving no width. Nothing easy for these batters to start, making it really difficult for them on this wicket.
He's been looking for that. The last over, he had a couple of goes trying to bang it over the leg side towards a short boundary. This time he connects.
Yeah, he's been looking, like I said, looking to pull that away, searching for something back of a length to free the arms. Give himself a little bit of room and carved it over the leg side.
Change now. Third man comes up. Cover goes back onto the fence.
Oh, lofted drive from Beth. One bounce 4. Beautiful shot. See the dangers of this man getting into a groove.
Yes, an unorthodox grip that Faf du Plessis has, but he's still able to access both sides of the ground equally effectively. Good length and pain. The ball up underneath du Plessis on this surface. As I said, right that Kenton got that depth. I think it's also correct. You've just got to keep up with that rate. Don't worry about the wickets lost. Just keep looking at the number on the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely you don't want that required run rate to climb up too much. You still want to keep it at an even keel around that 8-9 over. When you've got a batting lineup like this Kent one does, there's no real need to wait and, like I said, rebuild and save yourself to the end. These guys have got batters right down to the end and can keep pushing hard to keep that run rate down. Billings just looking to work away, get himself going. It's the end of the 5th over, 36 for 2.
In front of Luke Campbell lies the greatest puzzle in boxing. Lomachenko beat Campbell on Sky Sports Box Office.
The North London Derby, part of a great weekend of football, live on Sky Sports Premier League.
Well, he may have been on a plane all night, but Faf du Plessis is looking pretty good. 16 from 11, Sam Billings 2 from 6. 2 wickets worse off and a few runs behind. Kent from where Gloucestershire were. Michael Klinger played beautifully. Got his 8th T20 100 earlier. Only Chris Gale has more in T20 cricket with 21, so he will not catch him. Michael Klinger, the captain for Gloucestershire, has a job to do trying to defend this total.
He's retiring from professional cricket after the blast. Extraordinary, isn't it? 21 for Chris Gale.
Still, they're bonus runs as a batsman. Anything you can just clip off your hip, beat short, fine leg. Such an easy way just to pick up a couple, 3 or 4. Couple of Chennai Super Kings in the middle for the Kent Spitfires. They say as well, Sam Billings is a friend of Faf du Plessis, also Heino Kuhn from their days at the Titans together. It's a useless fact for you.
That's the biggest cheer of the night. But I'm certain it is.
You and Butcher are hard on this Kent crowd. It used to annoy me when the batsman, if I was fielding, asked me to do his laces up. Just think, no. What other sport do you do that? Ask the opposition to tie your laces. Oh, into the leg side. Man there. Oh, dropped. And goes for 4. Ordinary bit of cricket from Jack Taylor. How big a miss is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was there to catch, wasn't it? In the end, it might have been that he thought it was going to go further. Then he tries to drag it back, and then it just rolls onto the cushion there. So not only did he drop the catch, he still goes for a boundary. I just wonder whether he thought that was going a little further, and he's setting himself, and in the end, really should take something like that. Really should.
Yeah, Faf du Plessis has had a life. 22 from 13. He is now AJ Ty, not amused. Brilliant. The presence of mind. Just had a hunch that he was going to go full, so he played the ramp shot. The Kent 50 is up.
That's extraordinary skill, you're right. Just a hunch. Just picked it early and said he's overcommitted to the shot. He's got to play it. They play it so well. And that anger, really, not so much about that shot, but about the ball before.
Game is coming to life. Power play done, 51 for 2.
Good partnership between these two, 33, but up until that early catch there and the early dismissal of Beryl Drummond. Zach Crawley looked good, a couple of strokes down the ground, but then that was perhaps not quite where he thought it might be, hoping it was going to be a little shorter than it was. But Faf du Plessis making his debut tonight has had a life. How costly will that prove to be?
Come on, NG!
Just have a look at his grip. Those hands really wide.
Oh, GD.
Tell kids to keep the hands together. His are the opposite, one end at each end of the handle.
Come on, lads. Come on in, fellas. Really good starts, G.
Left arm spin from Van Buren.
A bit more, Bill. Next time? Yeah.
Billings is a player as well who likes to sweep, reverse sweep. Also use his feet and hit it into mid-wicket.
Squeeze a couple there, fellas. Down. One! Come on, I'm standing up there, mate. Get on. Yep.
The question is, does du Plessis fancy taking on the short boundary to the leg side? The strike rate 175.
GD, that's outstanding. Yes, Higgy.
Just having a look.
Yes, please, Wilson. Nice, GD. Really good, this, GD. Oh! Love another one, G. Love another one here, Buren. That's outstanding, bud. Loving your work here, Graham. Yep. Drag one past here, G.
One ball left, just 4 runs from the over so far.
So good, yes, Ammo. GD, fantastic.
We're just having a look at the left arm spin of Van Buren. He starts well, 5 from the over, 56 for 2.
Winner of this game goes straight through the quarter-finals. Sussex already through in the South Group. Hampshire, Middlesex. Hampshire need to win that game. Hampshire look like they're going well. 130 for 1, so 24 more runs from 19 Vince there on 52. A.B. de Villiers 52 as well. It's a crucial game for Hampshire. Surrey against the Essex Eagles. Well, 70 more for Surrey, so that looks like it might be a struggle from there. 186 for 4, Ravi Bapar and Ryan Tendenscarter in the runs as well. Essex have to win that game to stay in with contention, or stay in contention of getting through to those quarter-finals.
Smudger.
You better get swatting up, Key, because you're going to be in with me.
Just looked, I'm doing the man of the match presentation.
Well, we can sort that out, Keezy. We have ways. What you doing, man?
Lovely that, Smudger. Great work.